Alright, so I think I'll be doing a lot better now that I have this respite bed. I think people do not realize how difficult shelters really are. They just don't, I think they just don't realize. I mean, I really, truly, seriously, shelters are like dangerous places. You know, I mean, you have, for the most part, the people who are working directly with the guests are uneducated, abusive, arbitrary, miserable a lot of the time. You know, and it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous. I've said this stuff before, except that I don't know. I mean, I suppose when you have something like societal stigma that is so pervasive, you know, pretty much everywhere, it's going to take a while for people to hear what I have to say about what shelters really are like. And it's too bad because there's really no such thing as like a worthless person. You know, I mean, if they would just invest the money up front in terms of getting people trained to really work with homeless people, to bring them to whatever level of functioning we're able to bring them to, it would be worth it, because I can't tell you how many people just like cycle through the system for years and years and years. Many of them receiving, you know, welfare checks that they spend in the first month. No, they spend it in the first week on hotels and clothes and drugs. You know, and so you're just kind of throwing that money away in the first place. And it's true that a large percentage of people who are chronically homeless never have the social skills or the professional skills to be able to take care of themselves. And it would take a lot of intensive work with them to be able to bring them to a level of being like functioning members of society who are able to take care of themselves. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Like, why shouldn't you have to go to school to get one of the shelter beds? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they should just have school all day long, you know, or they should have work training all day long, and you really shouldn't just peg people in terms of, well, the only thing you'll be able to do ever is like cook, or the only thing you'll be able to do ever is maintenance. They need to bring it up to speed in terms of like not just giving up on people, but in the meantime, they are terrible, terrible places to live. And I think probably, 141 RA2, isn't that fun? I have so much ahead of me to be dealing with for the rest of my life that I never asked for and never would agree to, and I'm still screaming no about all the time, and like nobody cares. You know, I mean, this is how I feel about this. But anyway, I think I will probably be much less reactive as time goes on and I am able to stay at that respite bed, which is so much quieter, and I have a room to myself. You know, because it's just at the very least, it's just kind of constant emotional abrasion to live in a shelter. Not just for me, but for everybody. Everybody who lives in a shelter has that problem of just you know, I mean, it's kind of self-perpetuating in a way. You know, I mean, you're always around upset people, and so you get upset, and then they get more upset, and then you get more upset. I mean, it's constantly just this like very high level of agitation for everybody. And of course, you know, my life outside the hospital is outside. You know, my life when I leave whatever building I'm in is still really difficult, and so to be upset before you even leave a building in the morning is not a good situation to be in.